Welcome back to Terminus, and welcome back to the new DLC, The Last Escape. We've had a bit of a nightmare run on this one. It's took us a lot longer than we wanted, but we're actually going to be in a good position at the moment. We've got a car, and now we've got 5 fuel tanks. So we plan to just loot this zone, and then we're going to be going back to the gas station down here. There is an NPC at that gas station, but we're not recruiting anybody, just in case there's new recruits known for the map. I don't know if that's the case. We'll see when we get there. Now, that car with the fuel in there is allowing us to travel along the point, and also we're just dropping in little zones when we feel like. We've not got to loot everything. So if we have a look down here, this house, not looted, we just popped in there to see if it was a fortified house. We did find a fortified house, which did some fantastic trades there, which has put us in a good position. We're looting for food and water at the moment. We did manage to find some water. I think it's on Sandy. Yep, we've got a lot of water, but we don't want to use that until we've done our cooking. We've got Sandy at the moment breaking everything down in the area here, because when we was coming to the trading, we found out they value electronic parts highly in trades and wire. We've been able to use that to like top up our trades. So Sandy's just looting everything in the kitchen and breaking everything down, and Barry's going to go up and fight these 2 guys we've uncovered up here. So let's get started back on the episode. We've got another 7 hours before it's night. Sandy's used all the AP for this turn, and Barry has as well. So now 6 hours for night. We did sort of secure the gas station, but there was a couple of zombies creeping on there as we was leaving. They could have left the tile. They could have killed the NPC there. So we might have to do some combat when we go there. So we want to go there with a couple hours spare if we're going to be keeping there tonight. Barry, you could get up to here for about 5.2. We know the zombies was there, but they would have moved around. Okay, so there's 3 in the site. So we need to make sure we get out of range of this guy. So we need 2.9 to get back. So whatever we do, if we can kill both these and still have 2.9 left, we might even have enough to go and take this guy out as well, because he's 1 hits, all these are, if I use the correct weapons. So at the moment, we're using that. Let's go to the weakest knife. That does 1.8 minimum. So I can kill him. We'll switch up to the fighting knife. We can kill him. The only thing is, if anybody else is up here, then we could be in trouble. But Barry does have his makeshift armor still. He's been wearing that since about episode 2. I've sort of lost track of what episode this is going to be at the moment, unfortunately. Okay, Barry's in a good position, used everything. So Sandy, we're just using the axe because we don't need to spend the AP to search if I'm going to be breaking it down anyway. 3 frying pans. So we found 2 pots in the last one we broke down. So we've got a good amount of pots and pans. We can break them down to steel. And also we can use them as weapons. Now, Sandy's not going to go into any combat until we dump all this weight off, because at the moment her weight is up to 1.7. And it will be even higher on here. We're just doing this because we want to top up on the electronic parts, the wires. Oh, that's good. 2 kitchen knives in there, so we got some more wires. Metal sheets we want to top up on. We just want to get hold of some items. We can break the metal sheets down into scrap steel if we need to as well. So you can't move anything because your AP being so high, so let's pass a turn. Now, that talking was a starving elder. We can't give food to other people because we haven't got enough ourselves. It's plain and simple. Okay, I think I've just saw a red circle up there. Yeah, up there. So Barry's got more fighting to do. Did Barry have any food on him? Just the orange. I'm happy for you to just eat that orange because there's not many recipes with that. You've got clean water yourself. And there should be another bottle of clean water here yet. So you have got enough for cooking. Sandy, come down here. Okay, we have got a zombie, but he can't get to us, so that's fine. Just going to dump all the loot. And then we'll get our cooking set up. We might need to kill the zombie before we actually get round to doing the cooking. Okay, so I've grabbed all the cooking ingredients. So all we've got to cook, this is all rotten. We're keeping that for the fishing bait. Rotten lettuce is no use. So I'm just going to chuck that on the floor. Just terrible. So, do I want to start the fire this turn? Well, we've got no dirty water cooked, so yes, I think I am. And if we need to, we can put a cloth on there and extend it for one more turn. So let's have a look at all the recipes we have access to. So we could do a cooked shrimp, but I want one that includes the ramen, which I think is ramen itself. So I could put the ramen in there, I could put seafood in there, and I could put potatoes in there, which basically means everything. So that will make a meal. That's good for 43 turns for 30 satiety. So that's 15 hours for each person. That will last us until we get to the park. And that one did need water, which it looks like it's already put the water in, so that's fine. It's only 3 AP to cook that, and it's only one recipe I've got, so yeah, I'm happy with that. What we're going to do is start cutting down all the meals into as many portions as we can, so we can cut that into 3 portions of 10 satiety. I thought I might have been able to break it down again, but I'm guessing you need like 30 above on your satiety before it allows you to do that. So you are going to need some food, so you can eat the first serving. It is going to give a little bit of morale. Do I want you to eat the 2? No, I think I want... Well, Barry's at 7.2. No, I think I'm going to keep the other 2 servings for Barry. Again, Barry is the main character. And if we do come into any issues, we do want to make sure he's the one that survives. As sort of heartfelt as that is, unfortunately. So we want to drink all the water, keep all the spare water in there. We don't need to carry it around. Pots and pans can go away. The makeshift light has been used now, so that can just get binned. Oh, I forgot to cut the dead squirrel down. That's why I had the dead squirrel. Now, it's good for another two days, and we're going to need to cook before that. So, yeah, I was going to cut that down. But that's fine. We've got some food. We've just got another 10 hours on here, and we'll get 20 hours on the other character. Shame I can't split it anymore. But what we could also do is take something like the soft drink on this character as well, when they need the morale and need the hydration. We do have a beer there as well. We're pretty good on the water for the moment, and we're about to go to a park pretty soon. So this guy can't get to us, so we're safe where we are. And Barry, you're going to need to do some fighting. So this guy's here. You're going to need to come out to get visibility. Okay, it's only a 1 tile, and he's only 2.4, so he's nice and easy to take out. Unfortunately, it's going to have to be the better of the knives. Let's get you around the corner, see if there's anybody else. Just want to have a look up here. It looks like there is going to be another room at the top here, which we're going to have to loot as well. Now, Barry isn't going to overcap, so I'm happy him just stopping where he is. And because of the camouflage, this zombie here didn't see Sandy. That was a good one. Sandy can go up and open up the doors. Okay, starving elder. That also means that there's no zombies in here, because they would have seen the starving elder if there was. And we actually got some pliers now. We needed them earlier in the run when we had to run across a railway tile. You can't get to me, so that's fine. Rotten coffee, and shame. And we'll send Barry round the top. There is a blockage at the top. Does that affect the route we was going to go? No. Because I'm pretty certain that's the army base. Probably will do a search on the map to confirm it. But whichever way Terminus is the army base, and the checkpoint is normally the opposite side. But yeah, I'm pretty certain that's going to be the checkpoint. Now, we could get some good things at the checkpoints. There's lots of grenades and ammo and guns and a lot of other things you can get in the checkpoint without actually going into the army base. But I won't go in there unless I absolutely need to. It's just adding danger for no reason. Okay, so we've been all the way around the map. We've cleared everything out. And I think that was the route we would have been going. But we're going to be using the car to do a fast travel. Is there anything underneath these guys? I think there's something there. Ah, there's an house underneath us. This new one where they show the character icons. It's a great feature, but like I said, it can cover locations. So we'll pop in the house and see if there's another fortified house. But let's just kill these zombies and let's get off the tile. So 4.3... We'll just use the knives. We've got lots of the knives we picked up here. Okay, we've got some rags and some antidepressants. We'll clear up those. So Barry still has a lot of AP left. There is a couple of items here. I think I'm just going to send Sandy... Actually, you can just go for the door, can't you? You've got the gloves to do the corpse here. Makeshift bag is no use to us at this point in the run, but it could be something I could trade if we come across a trade house that needs bags. It does count as a bag. And I think that's something I do forget quite often. If they ask for 3 bags, I'm pretty certain we can make those makeshift bags. Yeah, makeshift bags. But it would take a lot of rags and a lot of threads. That's probably why I've never done it. Make sure we get them gloves back off. Them good for another 2 turns to check. Nothing in there. And we've looted everything on this zone now. So all we've got to do is go back to the car. And then we can move on to another zone. Just making sure I missed nothing. Okay, there is a table over there I did miss. Who's got the most AP? Nobody on this turn. And like I say, we can't give up food for this guy, unfortunately, as bad as it sounds. Sandy could get there for 7.9. Barry could get there for 6.8. So we'll send Barry that way. Especially at a place that could have an high chance of food. We cannot afford to miss anything. Okay, rotten lettuce. We'll pick up the medicine. Sandy should be able to get back to the truck. How long would it take? 5.7 for Barry at either one of them locations. That's fine. We'll just get you around the front. And Sandy, you can get there for 4.2. So yeah, we've done as much as we can. Sandy will overcap. So I need to spend 2 AP on Sandy doing something. 50 of the 400 pages in there, and then we get more observation stats. And Barry's turn to come down to the truck now. 5.7 to there. And he's actually using the doors, which is great. Less chance of getting sprains. Let me go and dump all the loot into the vehicle, and then we'll get ready to move on to the next tile. Okay, I've sorted all the loot out. So Sandy, he's back down to 1.1. And Barry is down to 1.1. But Barry needs to get his food eaten. Now, he's going to get 2.4, which is fine. He won't overcap his morale. So, 24 satiety on Barry and 12 satiety on Sandy. So, the next food we have, or the drinks in the car, we'll have Sandy have those. We want to get everybody's water topped up to the max. So we don't have to worry about taking damage from that. And we can heal some of the damage up people have been taking as well. So Sandy, what can I do for you? You could do with some morale. So we will give you the beer, I think. 2 hydration will take you up to 17. That will give you 3 hydration. Yeah, we'll have the soft drink. So your hydration's capped. You don't need to drink anything. And we have currently 28 water, which is 14 hours more, which will take it up to 32 on both characters. So just over a day's water left. But we are about to be going to a park tile. We have 20 AP on Sandy and 10 AP on Barry. Would like Barry to have a bit more, but I'm happy to leave the tile. In the car, we have... Actually, it's only 4 gas cans. I thought we had 5. So we've got 15 fuel there and a 5 fuel there. I thought I had 1 more than I did. But we have a good amount of crafting ingredients. We've got no tape, unfortunately, and we've got 1 glue. Does Sandy have the bone glue recipe? No, it doesn't look like we've learnt the bone glue on here, but we will be going to a library pretty soon. So yeah, everybody's ready to go. Let's drive. Let's pop into this house here. If I can target it, just about target it. We just want to go here just to see, 1, is there anybody around us, which there is, but it was more to see, is it a trading house? We don't need to deal with all this. We just use the car again, and then we drive straight from there. The next one we was doing was the park. Ah, I did forget. We did say about going back to the gas station to fill all the cans up. So I've only got 15 fuel in there. It would take me 17. Ah, bother. We can still do it. It just means we're going to have to siphon the fuel out of the car to go and fill up the tank at the back. So the fuel now has 20, so that's more than enough. Is there any tiles I want to visit on the way down what we haven't visited? So if I'm going to that gas station, so it's going to this, We could pop into the fortified house and see if they've got new quests. We are on a new day, and I think they do have new quests every day. Now, trading-wise, they might have new trading items as well. What does it say? We've been there 6 hours ago, so I don't think it's enough time. We'll go straight to the gas station. So yeah, we did have a few zombies zone in, which I thought it was going to be still here. You can't get to that square. You could. So that square is safe for Barry. Because Barry hasn't got a lot of AP to take all these out this turn. We could go over there and take this guy out at least. That will get you out of range of both these. And I think even if I did put a flag down on here to cut down the amount of zombies, because it's next to a dangerous place, it's always going to get flooded. So yeah, I think I'm happy with Barry coming this side. As long as we don't uncover too many more, we uncover the sleeper. I don't want to be fighting so close to the sleeper because we woke up the last one. So then the next option was going to be up there, which was going to be safe, wasn't it? Yeah, there was safe. We did combat next time on Barry. So what is Sandy going to be doing? Sandy could be the one going up to the generator. It doesn't have to be Barry. If I was to try and siphon out the car... No, it won't allow me to do because you need the siphon in your inventory. Okay. That's an easy one to deal with. Still got loads of charge on that siphon. And we just want to have one gas can on us. Retrieve the fuel. Did it fill the one in your inventory? It did. You don't need the siphon anymore because it does weigh quite a bit. And because of that, it's took you up to 1.2. Now, we do know there's a zombie up there, but he is a fairly easy one. If I go there for 4, I'm out of the range of this guy. Okay, there is a skull one at the top. Okay, it is a little troubling over here. There is a lot of... Let's kill this guy and see who wakes up. Okay, that's not powerful enough to take it out. Can the bone one... Yeah, we'll just choose the bone one. So it hasn't woken up this guy, so I haven't got to worry about his movement. So I don't think there's any safe spot between these two and this guy. Unless I go into the building in that spot. Let's cover our options. Get out of the range of everybody so he can't get to me, he can't get to me. And we might have to do combat just to get rid of this guy. The zombie runners do have a massive amount of movement, but they are very easy to take out. You're not really going to have too much overcapped on that turn, so I'm happy with you just being max AP. And Barry's safe, but he's going to have to do a lot of combat on the next turn. But everybody's coming to me, so it saves me having to move to them. Brilliant. Okay, let's Barry get some of this nonsense out of here. 1 hour's tonight, so we do really need to take this guy out on the top, or the runner at least. Don't want to be going into night fighting a runner. Okay, we're going to have to go to the best of our weapons. We could just use the gun, that's going to wake up the runner though. Why do I never get the crit on the first shot? So that has a very slight chance to take it out. Okay, little unlucky. But like I said, it was a very low chance of actually succeeding. Okay, 9.8 left. We do have a bone and a rag to pick up. We could just back off away from this guy, but we've got to remember we're going into night on the next tile. On the next turn, sorry. 3.9, we need something a bit better than you, so I thought it's going to have to be you. 7.6. Let's go on to that square there. Does mean I'm going to have to fight that runner at night. 3.5. Don't think that can do it. Only a very slight chance. More chance of succeeding than it is at failing. And of course it failed. If the runner does wake up, we have still got our protection on there. I would have liked to get the car filled up before night. What can Sandy do is the next question. Could just go and get the fuel off us and fill up the tank. Now he's run round the back somewhere. Now you do have some half-decent weapons. You're not incapable of fighting. Let's see where this guy went to. I just want to take this tough guy out before we go into night. Nice crit. Would have been nice on the first shot. So we know there's a runner down here and one other guy. Think I'm happy keeping everybody where they are. And then we'll use a torch on the next turn with Barry. We do have some batteries, I think, as well. So if we move you to there, and then we should be able to see the runner. I think we'll get the runner out first, just in case we have to back off. And I could take these two out fairly easy. Yeah, we've got a good chance of completing it with this. And what about you? You have quite a good movement. If I was to move there for 2, I have 4 to take you out. I could just move there for 1.1 and that would give me another attack. I think the only one I'm interested in is the drugs. Sandy, come round to the front of this. Actually, go into that. Actually, I'm going to go onto the zone point, stopping anybody from zoning in there. And same with Barry here. Move on to the zone point. And then next turn, I think... So that'll be 22, 23.4. We'll use 3 AP on Sandy. And then next turn we'll turn on the generator. And Barry needs to come to this square. So Barry, it would take 5.4. You would have about 8 AP left to fill the truck and the gas cans. And then Sandy can run down to here and fill up the gas can, go back up and turn it off. Then we'll go and sleep. Hopefully nobody's spawned in, but there's probably going to be a couple spawning from the dangerous zone. We've covered 2 of the zone points. We can't cover all 4 with 2 characters. So yeah, that's as best as we can do. We are going to be needing the torch again on Barry. Let's get Barry all the way there and then let's have a look and see if anybody's zoned in. No, that's good. Nobody would have zoned in the top and nobody would have zoned in there. And we know nobody zoned in these 2, so that's good. Go there for 2. Now, there is 3.9 in there because it's taking 0.7 a turn. We've now got 5 turns with this generator. So we're going to turn in with Sandy. You're going to come down, fill up your gas can. We could do this a couple of times if we want. And you're going to be going back up there just to turn it off. So that's you done for this turn. Barry, first thing you've got to do is fill up the car. 4.6. And how much would it cost you? 3 AP to do the rest. We had just about enough AP to pull it off. If I needed to go the one more turn with the generator, I would have done it. But that puts 15 fuel in here and 5 fuel up there. So that's 20 plus the 25 in the car. Now we're up to 45 fuel. About 15 tiles. So every time we get a new gas can, it's extending our life about 2 tiles. Give or take. And Sandy, turn off the generator. And now there's 4 more turns in the generator. So next time, we haven't got to worry about carrying the fuel up there. Because we're staying in this room, We don't actually need to... It's just because of this glass door I'm a bit worried about. There's no way of covering it up. Sandy, you've got 9.8. Go there. Open up the window. Barry's got nothing left, so we'll have to wait till next turn. And then we're going to zone in the room. We want to move Sandy at least one away from the window, so we'll take Barry to that square. Cover up the window, and now we're next to each other to do our night cycle. So we've got nothing crafting-wise really worth doing. We'll drink in the morning. Our hydration is going down a bit, but that can wait till the morning. So the only thing... Is there any street maps that's going to benefit us? It would be nice trying to get a link between these 2 points. There is a 6.9 there. It might be able to get us a faster way up to the fire station. I think the park is the next one we need to do, but we could go to this park now. So in that case, can I get... What's the cheapest? 5.9. Let's try and link up some of these areas. So there's nothing in the centre because it's got a 0. And then we would need about 5 point something to 6 to get the next link up there. So we'll save Barry's AP to the next turn, whatever he's got left. Sandy, there's nothing crafting-wise you're doing. We've got to put them pliers in the car, but that was a fantastic find. You want to really be reading the book in Barry's inventory because he's got the better books like the agility. Observation's great, seeing more, but being able to avoid attacks. Because it does actually tell you on here what it does. Move AP decreases by 5% and there's an 8% chance to avoid attacks and it can stack up 5 times. So yeah, less AP cost. So yeah, I am going to get Sandy to read that book. I think that's going to be better than just pure extra AP a turn. And we've already done nearly a quarter of the book in one turn. And this is the power of the student, to be honest. Barry, let's get that search and try and get us a link up here. $5.4, I'll be happy with that one. We've got a link. So we've got a faster route from us here all the way up to like the fire station. So that would be, we're on this tile 1. We won't be able to get to the research centre because these all will be blocked in. So it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4 houses. 5, 6 houses and a park. And then we can come back to the fire station and the library after. So that's only 7 tiles and we've just worked out we can go about 15. So we could go all the way up to the park, come back down and then go a different route, trying to find the next gas station. Barry, you can just use your AP onto whatever book you was reading. You've already started to put it into the elf stat book, so I think I might just get you to finish that one off before I go into agility. But yeah, it's time for you to get to sleep. And you should sleep faster now because you've got the pillar the same as Sandy. And you're reading out of Barry's bag, aren't you? Yeah, 237 out of 544. Couple of more turns and you would actually finish that book and we'll send you to sleep as well. And like clockwork, both people have gone back up and got back up at the same time because they're both sleeping together and they both got the same bonuses. So 4 o'clock in the morning, we want to be ready at 6 o'clock at the door with full AP. And we're just going to leave the tile because we've already done all the fueling we need to do on this turn. Drink some water before we leave, but we've got nothing to do about the satiety until we get to that park. And I wouldn't mind looting some houses on the way up. So, do I want to burn all my AP this turn? Yeah, we'll burn it all this time. So, Sandy, go and put a load more pages into that agility book. 362 now. Fantastic. And Barry, I think you're doing the same book. Oh, no, you're doing the elf one just to finish it off. And then we can get out your inventory. Pass the turn. Now, if I want to, I could go to sleep an hour later with the bonuses and then wake up. And then I could do all the reading books at the night. So Barry's probably going to have the most AP, so we'll put him at the window. He's going to have 13.2, so he needs to use 1 AP. And then he'll be max on the next turn at 25. Sandy will be 25.2. But your max is only 20. So I think I'm happy to put 6 into the book that Barry's carrying. About 100 pages left on there, and you can do 12.5, so about 8 AP, and you're done. And great, you've got a level up. So we've got strong spirit, morale less. We've got the morale under control at the moment. Energy just basically means you will sleep less. Not really a major bonus. So being able to read books one more time. That should be your class skills now, maximum. Yeah, both the class skills are level 3. So we can't get any better with books, but some of those books we had in the car, we'd finished reading, we can now read again. I can't remember if I traded it away, but if we haven't traded away the fast one to level up faster, we could read that again. And let's just pass a turn. We've done what we need to. So day 11, the nights are cropping in an hour earlier. So instead of 8 o'clock, it's getting dark. It's now getting dark at 7. Now, I thought this was a bit longer than when I thought it was about day 20 this was hitting. So it's either they've changed it or I've just misremembered. So yeah, 1 less hour daytime. We haven't got the book like Night Eyes, which would help us see at night and do night combat. Which is a bit of a shame. So let's get Barry out. Sandy, which is the cheapest, it's both the same. And Barry, we want you to close up the window just to protect that survivor in there. Their trade shouldn't have changed, so that's why I didn't look at their trades. We've got water in the car. You're down to 5.4 and 6. So you're both about the same. You could have 14, so we can just fill you up to max. And Sandy can do the same. But yeah, going to a park and filling up all these bottles would be absolutely fantastic for us. It might actually be good to set these up as a recipe so we don't have to worry about them getting in the way. Which I think I might just quickly go and do. Okay, we just got rid of it out of the inventory just so we don't accidentally eat the food. We do have a beer still in there if we do desperately need it for morale later. But morale's looking good because we've just slept. And we just need to get some more satiety to get Sandy from taking damage. Okay, we're ready to leave. So we have got a few. We could go to this park here. I'm just trying to think. Would this park be better than going all the way up there? No, because we've got a lot of houses on the location. We could go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 houses and check and see if we can get another fortified house. So yeah, let's drive to the house. We're just going to be very quick trips. If we see a car, that's going to be a different one. Okay, we have got the blockage, which we was expecting. I said there was always going to be a blockage into the research centre. The pharmacy will also have a blockage on there. That house will always have a blockage on there. There's nothing in the vicinity around us. We could go and loot the house, but there's zombies around us, so I'm not going to mess around. So we'll go up to the next house. Not seeing a car, and again, there's the blockage I was expecting. There is only one zombie in front of us, some salt on the floor, and we are by the kitchen. I'm happy to loot this one. I think 2 hits with the knife should kill you. Yep, nice and easy. Sandy, let's send you in. We picked up a load of electronic parts already, so we haven't got to worry about doing all that. Canned corn and an hammer. Brilliant. Good finds. We'll pick up the plank just because it's underneath us. I'm glad I stopped here. A lot of clean water. And 2 energy drinks. Very nice. Just in case we're not in a position to sleep on one of the nights. Jewellery there. That's a good trade item. It's actually fairly nice and quiet, this tile. I've not spotted any zombies, even though it's onto a dangerous zone there and onto the research. But again, the research is blocked up. Just trying to get a little bit more visibility. Maybe we could find some crops at an house. And that's the other reason I want to check the houses. If there's not much to combat, check it for crop tiles. Because we haven't found that many of them. Okay, we've done as much as we can. This is a nice quick loot on this one. We might send Sandy outside to go and pick up the salt, because that can be used with flour to make dough. It's not the best recipe, it's not one I like. But it is another source of food. Another novel we'll pick up and another fighting knife, very nice. Go outside. Okay, bit of a nonsense up here, but we sort of expected that there was going to be. You could actually get back to the car and we could leave on the next tile. Some bones on the map, but nothing too serious. You don't need to move, but you need AP before we do anything. There's 2 squares to uncover, so I only need to go 2 squares. Okay, nothing there that I need to worry about. Pick up the salt. And a very fast tile. We haven't gone to combat. Unfortunately, this house didn't have that much to search, but normally about, on a zone, there's like 10 to 15 loot opportunities. Unfortunately, with this, there was, what, 6? So let's put all our loot away, and then I'll bring you back. Okay, I've sorted out the loot where we need to be. I did forget that we've still got that squirrel in here, which is going to give us some meat with the canned corn we just picked up as well. We can make a nice meal out of those two. We've still got a day and 11 hours, so we haven't got a rush to do that. It would be nice to cook and get Sandy some food, but we might come across some in the next house. So we need Barry to have more AP than 2 AP. Sandy's got 16, 14, that's very nice. How much is in the car? So let's go on to Sandy. There is, we can fill it up. Put one of the gas cans in there. We're nearly full again. Okay, so let's drive. We do have a blockage. So the house I want to go to is that side. What else do we get? We could come down to the house here in the park here. I'd rather go up north. So that means this blockage would need to be cleared. Because Barry's the one that's going to be doing the fighting more likely. But Barry has the more strength, so I think he gets through it faster. No, will you, Sandy? Clear the debris and then we'll go back down to the vehicle. Clear with the shovel. Okay, we've cleared the debris. You can come back to the car. Doesn't mean that you can't fight on the next turn. It's all going to be down to Barry. We could wait one more turn. But no, let's keep everything moving. Oh, actually, I pressed the wrong button. Well, apparently we've been waiting one turn. So yeah, everybody's full. 25 on Barry and 15. So that's good. But now we can get through that zone to the house. This is next to a dangerous zone, so we do have to be careful. But there will be another blockage to the research centre on the left of the map. But there's the dangerous zone. And the research centre. That will be blocked when we get closer. So we've got a zombie to the south who can't get to us. And I'm glad I come here. We've got a generator. Now, we might be able to get some fuel out of that. Which I think is a Sandy job. The reason being is because she shouldn't trigger this zombie. And we did just put some fuel in the car, so we've got an empty can. And we'll get the siphon out as well. So Sandy goes south first. Yep. Didn't trigger it. There is a nail back there, which would be nice to pick up as well. Only a very little bit of fuel in here, but we might as well take it. Let's grab all the fuel we can. It allows us to stay out that little bit longer. So 9.3 on Sandy. I think I'm going to take Barry up to go and get the dead rabbit. We're going to be doing some cooking soon. Where's the kitchen? Probably over this side. Well, we haven't seen anybody in this room. Okay, it's locked. Let's try and get a quick loot. It doesn't seem too busy, this tile. Tape, that's good. That's a part of the way to our next repair kit. Compression bandages. We haven't picked up many in this run. But at the moment, we're just going to be picking up everything in the looting. I think the kitchen's this way, so we'll send you up that way. And Sandy... He's not going to overcap, so I'm happy with... No, I think I'm going to move Sandy back a tile. We'll actually put Sandy on the zone point to stop anybody else from coming in. And we'll keep Sandy where they are. Let's go and loot with Barry. Okay, this is still not the kitchen. Rotten, we'll just take it. Just more bait if we need it. Unfortunately, there's nothing. And we know there's a couple of zombies down here. So we'll take you up to the door. And because this guy's moved, I'm happy to go and pick up that bat. Okay, it's only got a couple of attacks on there, but that's better than nothing. We could go and take some of these out. You're actually quite weak. You can only move one. As long as we can take out this first guy, which we've got enough AP to do it. And we'll actually use that bat we just picked up. Oh, that was a great crit. That means we can go even further. Might be able to get you done. I'm going to take the risk. This guy can't get to us. And one item left to loot. And we haven't seen any tiles with crops. Barry can actually come through the door now. Pretty much out of AP until the next turn. Do want to pop my head out here just to make sure there was no crops. And there's the blockage as I expected. So how close can you get? 5.3 and 4.5. We'll take you back to the vehicle. Seven AP, 11 AP. We could do some fighting if we need to. Yeah, let's move on. I am looking around for another car, trying to find something a bit more economical. Move up one to the house. Too much nonsense on this tile. Rag shirt up there. Zombies are not that powerful, but there is quite a lot of them. We'd have to take out these two and then move ourselves close to a dangerous zone. There's crops. Okay, let's just change our plan. We're stopping here and fighting. That's what I've been waiting for before I do the cooking. And there's at least 1, 2, 3 tiles. That could be like 12 pieces of vegetables. So, Sandy. Actually, no. Barry's got the most AP. I'm going to put Barry there so he can take out both these at one. There is a bow there. It is only a crude one, though, unfortunately. I think we'll just clear out some of these knives if I can. No, we'd have to pull a maximum on that one for that to work. What about spears? What's that doing? Very little chance. Hammer. We've got a few of these now. I should have used that first. Got a book. We will go and pick it up. You can be a spear. And that only leaves one for Sandy to fight. Because he's got a lot of movement. Okay, there's one up the north. Can't get to us, but we'd rather try and loot this stuff before zombies try and cover them. Yeah, let's see what you've got. You doing pretty good with the bone knife. Gonna take 2 more hits with that, so you might as well use something a bit less. Oh, nice crit. Thank you very much. 2.2 on Sandy, 4 on Barry. Let's go up there and collect this. Bargaining, that's a very good book, because we are doing quite a bit of trading in this run. Being as I'm collecting the crops at this house, well, 8 hours tonight, we don't need to secure the house, we just need to loot it. So yeah, pass a turn. And I think I'm going to send Barry to do the fighting. So there is a blockage to the left. We didn't know about that, did we? So that is going to an unidentified place next to a dangerous zone. The fire station is a good loot opportunity, but it's also deadly. Go to a park to get our water dealt with. So we're currently here, so it would be 1, 2, 3, 4 back to the gas station, which in this car would be 10, 11.6. We've got another 15 in tanks, so yeah, we can go further before we need to turn around. And I'll probably go back to the gas station, use that as a night stopping point again. Okay, Barry, you're the best fighter, so let's send you forward. We'll send you there, and then you can pick up the steel at the same time. Okay, we do need to get that repaired. I'm not too worried about the fighting knife being repaired. We know the ammo was pretty good. Okay, took you 8 in 1. I'm happy with that. And let's get Sandy to do the looting. 4 pieces of corn. Fantastic. That's 24 satiety there. Plus we can make it into better when we make a meal. Another 12 satiety there. Lettuce is only 8, and when we've got the seeds as well. Very nice. So Sandy can't really do anything. Barry's got a little bit left. Okay, there is a zombie in there, but I'm not going to move any further. We don't need to go after stones. And being as though we've got this here, that means there isn't going to be another crop plot. I haven't seen a building with 2 sets of crops before. So let's pass the turn. So we'll send Barry in first because we know about combat. So go to that square, see if you can collect this and kill that guy. There is another combat just here popped up. 5.4. Do 1 with the hammer, and then we can go to a weak knife to finish off. You've got 14. Let's just loot the one you're on, but then go after the fight. Okay. Good job I did go after the fight, because it's going to take a lot of AP to get rid of this guy. There is somebody the other side of the door. I could avoid this fight totally. And I think I am going to. Wooden arrow, wrench. We can finally make our own wrench. Can't believe we still haven't found one in this run. So this guy can't get to me. And this guy's the other side of a 19 HP door. I feel Barry's going to be the safest he's going to be. We could go back to the car and craft up some meals. Let's loot the rest of this zone first. So let's take you round. Another bone knife there. We know those are pretty good. Not going to be as good as the one I've got because we've crafted it ourselves. And let's just stand on the zone point. Rat traps, we could set up a few of them around the gas station. Which I'm not against, but let's pass a turn. And I still think I want to run around and avoid this guy more than fighting him. So in that case, Sandy, come here. Open up the door like a sensible person. So how big was you? You're just a listener zombie. You only have 2 actions, you don't have much movement, and you only have about 5 damage, so you're not that powerful, so I don't need to take you out. I'm thinking bringing Barry all the way round to here, so he runs all the way round, and then he can take out this guy and loot this at the same time. Fat zombies can drop good loot, but I just don't feel it's worth the hassle. 1.5 guaranteed to take out if I can actually hit it. Kitchen knife broke, that's fine, we've got another 4 in the car. Rice, that's good, we got more recipes unlocking to us. When we go and do our cooking one, we'll cut down the rabbit, we'll cut down the squirrel, we go in the car. We'll do a good big batch of cooking. Rotten corpse, do you have the gloves on? Yeah, still. You do, so we'll send you up to do the rotten corpse. Oh, good job he gave me the warning. Forgot to equip him. Very nice. So that's an AP item we can give onto Sandy, and then they've both got an AP item again. Now, talking to Sandy, we still haven't found the kitchen in here, unfortunately. Where do I want to send Sandy? I want to send you up for that trap, because I did say we'll put a couple there next time I get to the gas station. Okay, this is the kitchen, unfortunately. Rotten lettuce we're not going to take, but an energy drink, that's very nice. There is one more room to loot here. But we would need to go all the way around, otherwise we've got to deal with this guy. There would be 2 zombies still around the car when we zoned in. And then we've got this one here. So yeah, I think everybody's used everything they can. Nick gloves have almost worn out, so I've got to make sure we take them off on Barry. And then we can use them to search the next zombie still. Okay, Barry's up to 13. This guy can only move 1 square, so I could go there and get visibility. And because we're using a door, there's no chance of a spraying. Sandy. Let's get rid of that message. We'll get you to run to the door. You might not trigger people. And we'll also... Oh, that's a zombie, I was going to say. There is a trap underneath, I think. Yeah, a bird trap. I think Sandy could run into the room without having to fight these. Not going to take the rag shirt. But we've got 3 loot opportunities left, and then we'll go and cook. Knife spear is a good recipe. Don't really do much with the traps. But it could be something we might need to set up if we're doing the north of the map. It might be something we need more food more often. So Sandy can't do anything else. Barry does have a bit. This guy will walk up to us. None of these can get to Barry. So let's just pass the turn. Let's get Sandy to come and loot these last couple objects. Dumplings we'll take and strong spirit we'll take. Even if we never use it, we could use this as trading items. Now, there is 2 zombies there. We've only got 3 hours to the night, and I'm thinking of returning back to the gas station. We do have a little bit more fuel, so we could go farther. We could secure this room quite easily. We only have to fix 1 door, but we do know there's that big guy over there. This would be a good room. There's only 1 window to cover up. But we have got another 3 hours. We do need to get cooking done still. We could move to another house, but then we've got all the clearing to do again. So I think it might be prudent to actually do the cooking and then stop here. It's either stop here or go back to the gas station. One of those 2 options I need to do. But I do still have 33 fuel. At least 11 other tiles in me. 1, 2, 3, 4. I could go at least another 3 tiles. 1, 2 and 3. And clear all these houses out. Then go back. Then come back up to like the library and the fire station. We could even go to this park. It's that decision all the time. So yeah, Barry, you're going to have to start taking people out because we've sort of decided we're going to stop here tonight. Very good chance of taking you out. You've got 2 on the same tile there. Not very powerful people. Could get rid of planks. We could easily craft up another spear. No, I think I'll just use the fighting knife. I think I've got another one in the car. But the fighting knife, now we've got the knife spear recipe, would be good to use to craft up into a better spear instead of just making the standard ones. And I think what I'm going to do is set up the traps down here. And I think Sandy's got the other trap, haven't they? That's going to be next turn. If we stop in this room, we might get something. Probably not the best idea. Probably better to take it back to the gas station. But who knows, we might be able to get something. Okay, let me just quickly do some trading and we'll get the food done before we go, just so everybody's in a good position. Okay, Sandy's got 8 AP. I've got all the crafting ingredients, and let's see if we can get this satiety finally sorted for at least another couple of days. Now, the issue we have, guys, we haven't got much water. So I think the first ones I need to do is do something with that, the rice. We have a cooked rice recipe. So we'll just cook that. It'll give us 2 pieces of rice, which is 20 satiety, 10 satiety each. So that's a great start. The next recipe I think I'm going to be doing is the rotten one. Get that out my... so I don't accidentally cut it. So let's start cutting up, start crafting that. That can just go back in the car. So we've got quite a bit of fish bait up here, plus all the fish bait we've got down here. So when we get to the park, probably Barry's going to be very busy doing the fishing. Okay, next recipe. We've still got 6 AP left. So there is some recipes like fried rice where I can start adding in like lettuce, tomatoes. So I'm just making sure there isn't anything else better for the rice. There isn't, okay? So we'll do a fried rice. So just with the 10 rice is now going up to 13 satiety. We've got a lot of lettuce. So I'm thinking... don't put all the rice in one recipe. We'll have one recipe with 28.6 and then we'll do another one. It's got 2 days on it. We'll eat it by 2 days. Now, the only other thing is, if I put everything into here, it would save me AP, and that's up to a meal of 44 now. So maybe take a tomato out and put all the lettuce in there, just because them lower turn orders. Get the both rice in there, which is 4 AP. And then have a look at what other recipes we've got. We've got a cooked vegetable, which should be able to have both the corn and the tomato. And we've got a tomato soup. But that can't have corn. So if we are going to do a recipe that we want to include everything, it's going to have to be this one. So that would be, again, another 2 turns at 40 satiety. But it would cost 3 AP, which we haven't got. But I do have a backup plan. Because what we're going to do is put all that over there. We'll put the water on. Pot and pan. And that was everything we had in the recipe. So we're just going to stand over one square. Because neither one's got any sort of bonus, it doesn't matter that Barry's doing the cooking. There's no bonus to either one, and he had a lot more AP. So that is a lot of good meals. And we do need to do the split downs. So you're 39. Can I split you into 2, and then can I split you into a 3? Brilliant. So I can get 6 portions. It's a lot easier, manageable portions if we can do that. And Sandy, we'll see if we can do the same with your recipe, because it's about 40 as well. Split it into 2. Split it into 3. Split it into 3. So everybody's got 3 meals of 7, which is 21 satiety, and 3 meals of 6.6, which is 19.8. So about 40 satiety, so nearly 2 days food. If we can get the water sorted at the park, then we'll get the water done as well. But 2 days food is probably the best we've been in a long time. We're all on 0 satiety, so let's get this sorted before we leave. Looking at the morale, we need quite a bit of morale, so we'll use the fried rice first. Them both got the same 51 turn order, so it doesn't really matter. So we've used all the fried rice, and I can use that as well. A little bit of hydration missing. We can just eat these tomato seeds. Just to top up. So our satiety is finally full 30 hours. That's over a day. And then we'll do the same with Barry. They've deserved this. Use the one with the most morale first. And we just use the one corn seed. We could top up the hydration. Up to 18 hydration. And Sandy, you can just drink the water. So we've got 3 water left and both the characters are both full. Pretty much with food and water. So that's a great position to be into. So what I'm just going to do is put all the stuff away. Get into the room. Sleep for the night. And if we do again in combat, I will be bringing you back at the start of the next episode. Finally, we're making good progress. We're managing to loot a lot of the map. And we are slowly making our way over to the right-hand side of the map where we know Terminus is up here. But I'm just trying to make sure we go there with some supplies. And we also need a plan to get through. Now we've got 2 AP items, 1 on each character for 15 AP. That is my plan to get through to the Terminus zone. If I need to. We've got the pliers in the car so we can cut the fence. And we've got the car where we can take the car straight up to the Terminus zone. And it might kill some zombies as we use the car to get into there. But that's all going to be in the next episode. Thank you very much, everybody, for watching, and I'll see you all soon.